have a personal take on which
Hello people. We are late.
Go.
I'm sorry. This is the special Hearthstone announcement at the Foundry live stream thing. Okay?
I know, but trust me, if
there's
we
no
ever
ninjas.
do decide to do
No
something
ninjas.
like this,
Okay, so basically what they spoke about now is like what people think the expansion announcement thing was going to be, whether it was going to be pirates versus ninjas and blah 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 blah. Let's listen.
It was an awesome idea, but it is not pirates versus ninjas.
Okay.
There was the
Carry on.
someday perhaps. There was
Hang
the
on.
other idea that
String
maybe
quality shit.
it is Tauren versus Worgen. They are epic
Tauren
and
versus
awesome characters from the Warcraft universe.
Ooh.
And those would be super
Improve the
fun
quality
for
of
us
it.
to do. And
I wouldn't mind the legend,
while we really
but
like those
Hawkers
characters,
I would like some
it-
Tauren stuff.
It didn't feel like it was the time,
Yeah.
so that's not really what we're leaning into right now. There
Oh,
was
no.
There
another
you go.
idea
That's
out
better.
there. Well, actually, it wasn't really an idea out there, but I was kind of wishing it would have been an idea out there because it's one that I think would be super awesome, is the idea that maybe we could do something like, you know, the Lich King versus
Yes.
Battle Pets.
Oh.
Battle.
And of course,
That would be pretty cool.
we
Actually.
are not doing that, and of course I only put that up
I used
there
to love
have a
Battle
little
Pets
fun
when I
with it.
played
But on the
WoW.
other hand, as I've been
Don't even
looking
know
at
what
it
it
and
is.
thinking about it, it's starting to grow
It's like
on me
Pokemon.
actually. So so we'll see. But it is not the Lich King versus Battle Pets, even though that would be super awesome.
That would be super awesome.
So what it is actually all about is about epic characters doing battle on epic steeds in a conflict of honor and glory
What?
with, you know, mighty Warcraft characters doing
Whoa.
battle. And really, I don't really want to tell you about it. I just want to show you something. So let me show you what our next expansion is right now.
Oh!
Ah!
Oh!
Come on! Oh!
Oh!
good.
Hang
I
on,
like
I'm
it.
turning it up. Whoa!
Shut up!
There are knights on noble steeds, those who will bring them to their knees. There are monsters who test their mettle at every turn. Legends will rise based on their merits. There's even pirates riding parrots. It's the grand tournament.
Wow! That looks cool.
So it is,
Looks
in
very
fact, the
cool,
grand
but
tournament, and it is going to
can't say
be,
much yet.
or is, an awesome, awesome expansion filled with honor and knights and glory and a knights tournament and all that sort of thing. But really, before I get into the details of exactly what the grand tournament
Holy
is,
crap.
I actually have to talk a little bit about where the
So do
idea
we have to buy
from the
this
grand
as well?
tournament came
I don't know,
from.
watch.
And this is something some of you may have guesses about, sort of the background of the grand tournament. But for those who don't, a number of years ago, there was a character in a place called Northrend who was causing a lot of trouble, called the Lich King. And
yeah.
a lot of people wanted to get rid of this guy because he was basically making a major nuisance
Come
of
on,
himself.
we want new class.
So the people of the world sent together a group of heroes to do battle with the Lich King, and they were all killed and reanimated and forced to join his army. So
I
they
hear
decided
Hearthstone.
that
They're
perhaps
playing.
that was not the best plan to do again. So what they decided to do instead was to have this tournament, an Argent tournament, where they took the knights and the best warriors and characters for people from across the land and did battle with each other until they found out who was the very best and mightiest heroes in the world, and they were going to send that elite strike team to do battle with the Lich King and see if that group could take him down so they wouldn't get reanimated afterwards. And they sent that group in, and they defeated the Lich King, and this is where our story takes a little bit of a turn from the story you may know from Warcraft. So what happened after that was there were the people who put together the Argent tournament, and these people were sitting
200K.
around at the
He
Argent
just
tournament
walks away
grounds
from
and
the
said,
camera.
the Argent tournament was pretty cool. That was pretty
Oh,
fun.
where is he? There he is.
And you know, we've got this, you know, tournament grounds, and we've got all these extra lances and tents, and the knights seem to have a good time, so maybe we should keep doing that and have the emphasis be more on fun and honor and glory rather than this need to defeat the Lich King. So that's what they did. They had this tournament, and they decided we're going to keep these tournament grounds, and we're going to use this tournament grounds again and have a grand tournament. We're going to have all of these characters from across the world come and keep doing battle. So once again, something happened that they were not necessarily expecting. Since they sent these invitations across the world to the mightiest knights, to all of the races of the world to come do battle in the grand tournament. And you know, the humans came on their mighty steeds, and the Tauren came on their Kodos, and then some other people got invitations that they weren't initially expecting. The Murlocs got invitations, and the Clockwork Knights got invitations, and the Pirates got invitations. So when they looked at the people who arrived to do battle in the grand tournament, it actually looked a little bit like this.
That's cool.
So there are still mighty knights. They are just mighty, unconventional knights who showed up in the grand tournament. And I have to imagine that all of you can't be terribly surprised that we took what was a very serious part of Warcraft lore and made it slightly less serious and slightly sillier, slightly more fun. So that is sort of the background here, where there are still some of these characters who you know from the Argent tournament doing battle in this, but there's also a lot of these new characters who have never been seen before participating in the grand tournament. So we have this, and we have these awesome characters, and of course these awesome characters are going to need a new board to do battle on. So we had to, of course, make an awesome new board.
That's cool.
So bad.
I like it.
And I always say this when I'm looking at the new boards our artists have put together, but this board is pretty amazing in that, of course, there's the normal stuff, like you can eat from the food area and have them refill and bring you different food. Of course, the people in the stands will cheer for you when you're doing well, and they will be sad when you're doing poorly, so they're actually going to start to participate in your battles with you. That's kind of fun. The archery butt, there's a lot of secrets there. I've spent a lot of time shooting arrows, and there's interesting and fun stuff that happens there. So again, the artists really went nuts and just outdid themselves with what they provided in this map. So we have an awesome map. We have an awesome theme. I suppose you guys are probably interested to see some of the characters that are doing battle in this area, in this arena.
Yes. We want. Show me.
So let's take a look at, for instance, Sky Captain Crag. He is as you might have imagined, a pirate riding a parrot.
Shit. Oh no, pirate synergy. Oh no.
We're exciting about his abilities. We're exciting about a pirate, of course, having the ability charge. Because that's as it should be, as you've already discovered my inclination towards pirates.
One less for each friendly pirate.
But it's also a great example of the types of characters that you're going to see participating in the Argent tournament.
We could. Oh no. Yeah.
The grand tournament coming from the Argent tournament. So we have Sky Captain Crag, but we don't just have minions participating in the grand tournament. Of course, we have new spells. So I thought maybe I'd show you a new hunter spell that we have going.
No. Hunter.
Not Hunter.
This spell is lock and load, and it will actually...
Oh, come on. More RNG.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Every time you cast a spell this time on a random hunter card.
It's a super fun spell because it makes you play hunter a little bit differently. You're sort of waiting for the big turn where you can just draw tons of cards.
No,
so
it makes Space Hunter even shit.
How you're playing hunter.
Better.
And I actually thought I'd show you a movie of how this plays out in the game field, because it's pretty cool how it looks once you're actually watching it played. So
go on then.
This is a movie of you playing lock and load, and one of the things that's exciting to me about this is that once you play it, a scope zooms in on the play field, so both you and your opponent know that something awesome and very different is about to happen. And then you start playing your spells, you start drawing more hunter cards. You don't know exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That is so OP.
Yeah. It's going to make face hunters. So imagine if they just got
no.
kill commands after kill commands. Or
New
quick
mechanic.
shots.
This is awesome. So we've talked a lot about some new characters, like a new spell and a new character that's part of the Grand Tournament. But really, one of the things that's going to be super interesting about this is the new mechanics that are involved. What's going to be the thing that's going to sort of tie this all together from a mechanical point of view? And we talked about a lot of different ideas of what we could be doing. And when we talked about it, we really liked the idea of settling on heroes are a big deal in the Grand Tournament. Less focus on heroes. So maybe what we want to do, and this is in fact what we did, is focus on the heroes and the hero power. So you're going to see a ton of new cards that are going to affect players' hero powers.
That's cool. Not for hunters. Oh, God.
So I'm going to show you one of them right now. Let's see the Maiden of the Lake.
Maiden of the Lake. Your hero power costs 1. Oh, God.
That, with Munter, could be horrendous.
Oh,
so the Maiden of the Lake is awesome in that she's hard to get rid of. She's a character you'll have recognized from the Argent Tournament. So again, we have Argent Tournament characters and these new characters from the Grand Tournament theme
now
of
they
things.
showed the first card off as being Hunter. I'm just thinking
1, which means
they're trying
it's
to
pretty
buff
good.
Hunter
You can
to
sneak
shit.
some new effects in
Face
here and there,
Munter.
but it gets a lot more exciting when you start to include other cards in the mix. So I'm actually going to be now talking about a new Mage card that is a new Mage Dragon. So let's look at a Mage Dragon and think of how this would affect the Maiden of the Lake.
Ooh!
Don't say
You can use your hero power any number of times. Holy shit!
What?
Holy shit!
Well, so you could do hero power, hero power, hero power.
Yeah.
So that's 3 damage.
So you
for
can
6
really
mana,
see.
which is shit.
Oh no! If your hero power is reduced to 1, and you had 10 mana, you could do your hero
so
power
there's a ton
10
of
times.
awesome combos that it'll have here, and this is
Well,
sort
no,
of just
she's put
scratching
him
the
out.
surface.
And they probably kill him ASAP.
But I also want to show you, get to some more cards. We really like the theme in Hearthstone of giants and these giant 8/8 characters that cost more mana than they should,
Come
but
on.
you can reduce the mana cost.
Please handlock.
We like the idea of frost giants because
Frost Giant.
it's perfect for Northrend and around the Argent Tournament. So this is our Frost Giant.
Frost Giant. Costs 1 less for each time you used your hero power this game. What? That's going to be incredible in handlock.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god.
Just shut up, I want Warrior
So the Frost
Shaman
Giant
cards.
is
They're
awesome.
my friends.
You use your hero power a bunch, you play it for much cheaper, and you're really very much good to go with the Frost Giant.
I like
so we
it.
have a lot
I like
of
that
cards
one.
that are
I don't
based
give a shit if
around
that's OP to a specific
the hero
class.
power and affecting the hero power. But when we talked about
Handlock.
this expansion, we
Everyone's
talked
spamming
about
in chat,
is this
handlock.
enough?
Imagine that in like
Because
oil
we
ropes
wanted
or
to
just
maybe
rope.
have.
That's true.
We talked about maybe
buffing it,
should we do a new keyword in this expansion? We've never really done that before. And we have some keywords that appear on the characters sort of as traits, or on the minions as traits. So we have death rattle on some of our minions.
Oh, okay.
We
Like
have
the icon.
we have activated abilities on some of our minions. You'll see them in the bottom of the minions. We thought maybe it was the right time to add a new keyword, and so we of course did. But it's around the idea that the hero power matters. So we are adding the new keyword inspire
hero
to
power.
the game.
Inspire.
And what it means is when you see Inspire on a card or when you see that flag on a minion, it's going to have a power that is going to activate every single time you use your hero power.
That's cool. I like that.
So
that's really cool.
It's going to be really interesting how that plays out. So I can show you sort of just our simplest one-drop example, the lowly squire, and he costs 1. He's a 1/2. And his attack gets higher every time you use your hero power.
Oh, crap. That's awesome.
You can trigger it if you want to. And
it's kind of like Mana Worm
more
in a way,
powerful.
isn't
And
it?
this is just sort of an example of the types of things that we are doing in the Grand Tournament with Inspire. One of the things we're actually really excited about, though, with the Inspire keyword is since we put this Inspire keyword on so many neutral minions that there's actually a ton of different combinatorics that you are all going to get to play with, because if I play the Lowly Squire or one of the other Inspire minions and play it with a mage, it's going to play very differently as far as feel and pacing than if I play it with a warlock or than if I play it with a priest. So you're going to have a bunch of these Inspire minions that we've certainly done some exploring of the space, but I'm actually expecting you guys to do a lot of the exploring of the space of what is the crazy combination of this minion with this hero power with this other card that does something that we have never seen before, and we're expecting a lot of that. I probably should show you one of our big characters that has Inspire, so I'm going to show you Sirad. He is, of course, an ethereal riding an energy camel.
5/4/5 Nexus Champion Sirad. Inspire. Add a random spell to your hand.
That is OP.
That could be OP. Holy crap.
So there's some really exciting things you can do with that.
So whenever you use your hero pack, add a random spell to your hand.
He's going to put cards in your hand that you weren't necessarily expecting. You're going to play in a different way when you have him.
As many times as you like.
He's an ethereal riding an energy camel, so he's another perfect example of the people who showed up at the grand tournament that the inviters were not entirely expecting when they first, you know,
wait a minute.
Send out those invites. So another awesome character for the grand tournament. So
if their hero power is 1, they're going to gain +1 armor and +1 attack. They keep on doing it. It's going to keep on stacking.
Know like how many cards are coming. So there's over 130 new cards.
It's a pack expansion.
So you're going to see a lot more cards than you've already seen, and they're going to be coming in packs just like Goblins versus Gnomes, just like the classic packs. It's going to cost the same price. It's going to, you know, you can buy it with gold or real money. It's exactly like you know it before. It just has 130.
This is the kind of expansion I like, but it kills me.
Awesome new the Grand Tournament cards in them that sort of change the way you play the game. So we have all of these new cards, and we, of course, wanted to make sure that there's a way of people getting excited about it early if they would like to. So we're actually starting a pre-purchase for these cards next week. What this will mean is you'll be able to buy 50 packs at a discounted rate, and you also get the card back, which that's the card back that comes with it, that I'm pretty excited about it. It may be my new favorite. It's an awesome card back.
It is an awesome card back.
But you can pre-purchase it next week, and then when the Grand Tournament actually opens, you're going to be able to open those packs and have a big head start in jumping into the game.
Holy crap,
and of course,
that's awesome.
It opens next month. So starting next month, you will be playing the Grand Tournament.
Next month. Okay.
So when can you pre-order it?
So those are the cards I have to show you, but there's still a lot of exciting stuff to come because we actually have some players that a lot of you undoubtedly know who will be playing matches with not only the cards you've seen here, but a bunch of additional cards from the Grand Tournament that you haven't seen yet. So,
come on.
So I'm going to throw it back to Rachel, and she's going to take you to the next step. So thank you so much for coming and listening to us talk, and thank you for coming to this Fireside Gathering. It's been awesome having you all here. And
I like
the
Rachel.
Thank you so much.
Stuff. It makes
it's going to make
Thank you so much. Thank you,
but it gives you a reason
and thank you
to
to the whole
grind
Hearthstone team for putting together another incredible expansion. I cannot wait to play the Grand Tournament. Over 130 new cards. It's going to be huge. And we only got a small taste in your presentation, but we're going to see a whole bunch more cards because coming up next, we have a show match featuring Trump, Amaz, and our current world champion in Hearthstone, Fireback. Casting this,
Trump
we have none other than Froden and Preparing. Guys, take it away.
Yes.
Appreciate the kind words. Welcome everybody to the Foundry from San Francisco. This is the announcement for the Grand Tournament. My name is Froden. I'm joined by Kriparian all the way from Toronto. Krip, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. I'm actually really amazed at the turnout here. There's just an enormous crowd.
This is awesome.
And they're all so excited to hear the news, as they should be. I mean,
so
it's really
just
exciting.
Circled to the ground.
We got a little bit of a peek of the new cards, and there's quite a bit left.
How many people are watching?
The decks
220K.
that Amaz and Fireback will be playing with, they were designed by Blizzard, and they have a few more hidden gems that we'll perhaps get to.
So is this the first time the guys
we had
see
6
the
cards revealed in the
no, they haven't
by
done the
Eric
adventure
Dodds,
yet.
We have a pretty good bundle here to show you guys today through 3 classes. The way it's going to break down is we have a best
I really
of 3
want to see the
single deck format
I want to see the
for
new
all 3
heroes.
of the players. What
there
classes
isn't a new
will they
hero.
each be playing?
Okay, so just
no, but I mean
that,
like all the new skins
designed by
Blizzard.
So
I
these
don't know.
aren't
They're
like,
announcing this now, so that would be for a while.
This is in the name of fun. We want to show you guys what great players can do with the new mechanics with Inspire and with how each of the classes kind of interact with their hero power now that they interact with the cards themselves directly. Trump will be playing Mage. He'll be up first against Amaz. Amaz will be playing Shaman.
That's right.
And the winner of the best of 3
Amaz, you legend!
face
I
off
actually
again
love
the
you.
best of 3 against Firebat, which of course is playing Hunter.
That's right. The world champion going to be playing Hunter. He did it last year. He'll do it this year. So hope you guys can enjoy that. And I think some people are really interested to see how good are some of these cards. We do have Lock and Load ready in that Hunter deck with that interesting card where if you play it for 2 mana, every spell you play thereafter gives you a random Hunter card. We'll see how applicable it is for now, but I think people are really starting to theory craft a lot. This excitement is so high because as soon as people were seeing card after card, they're starting to theory craft, like, what can I do with this card? I can hero power as many times as I want as a mage. What does that allow me to do?
Well, a lot of stuff. Some of the cards that we saw, you have Maid in the Lake. You have
imagine how OP it would be with bloody armor and
things on your turn if you have mana. So the combinations immediately are really powerful. But with so many cards to come, I think we actually saw 7 cards, but it's 7 out of 130. So really, the most interesting thing is to see. Kind of guess at, how the picture of the game will look after these are released. And I think we have a really good taste today.
That's right. So the first match that we'll have is the Mage versus Shaman of Trump versus
Amaz
against the best of 3. They're only playing 1 deck, so we'll get to see what these guys can do a couple of times. Sometimes they'll draw interesting combinations. Maybe it doesn't work out the way they do, but they get to try again. And I'm really curious to see how they're able to weave in the Inspire mechanic. So that's really what I'm paying attention to.
Yeah, absolutely. And like,
let's watch this shit.
More and more in each expansion,
I'm excited.
You tend to play.
And also, I remember you saying earlier about Blackrock not being that much into the game.
Like, I have nothing to do, so I will hero power. But now with the mechanic of the cards directly involving your hero power,
that Trump picture.
Active use of hero power and the class that you choose, suddenly you have a completely different type of game.
That's right. What's interesting
Give your
too about the
totems
Inspire
plus 2
mechanics is we already
attack.
saw one of those interesting cards, but we'll talk a little bit more about it. But usually hero powering is a sign of bad news.
Right. I love it already.
I have to use this because I have no other options, or
inefficiency.
I lose some of the important tempo of like my momentum coming into the game. But in this scenario, it felt very cool that Blizzard was going to focus on it, especially since some of those cards, they felt like it required some setup, right? You need to play it. You need to be able to get some time to gather it so your strategy can work out over the course of multiple turns, as opposed to trying to make something happen right here, right now.
Exactly. And from what we saw already, the lowly Squire, now we have 2 Squires on 1 mana. The lowly Squire, you can play him on turn 1, and you can use your hero power to basically deal with any 2-drop. So he substitutes for a 2-drop, and maybe get a little bit out of control.
He's got a new one as
we have some new cards here in Maz's hand.
We have something called the Totem Golem, although I can't see the description of it. Go ahead and pull it up. The Totem Golem apparently is a 2-mana 3/4 minion that has an overload of 1. So a lot of people criticize early game drop.
Totem.
Oh, it counts.
And imagine that card give your totem plus 2 attack as well.
It's also from the Totem Tribe.
Oh, look at Trump.
The Totem Tribe. All right, yeah, that's obviously a great 2-drop. I mean,
Trump's face.
With GPG, we had a 3-mana 3/4 neutral card,
What's
and
that
really
one?
blew people away. Now we have it on 2 mana with Shaman. Shaman just keeps getting just amazingly powerful threats on mana curve.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people often feel like Shaman
struggles
when they don't have the ability to seize the board
Inspire
early. It's going to be a very key card to handle rush.
Coda Rider, Inspire, summon a 3/5 war Coda.
Choice. We have the Coda Rider, which Inspire summons a 3/5
That could be devastating.
So
I want it.
Every time
I want it inside of me.
You use a hero power, you get a
3/5 Coda. So this is basically like a
I
card
love
that's
that
a must
3/4
kill on the board.
Yes.
Yeah, and obviously
That's
you want to save it until you get hero power.
What's the purple one
maybe
then?
a bit too vulnerable, so it's kind of like a turn 8 play. It's certainly a win more card, but maybe you can tempo out with
Lonely Squire, we've seen that one.
I don't know if I'm Trump or Amaz to win.
You know what's really great is one thing that I know.
Come on, Amaz.
Oh, was that a new secret?
Analyzing cards, maybe getting a little salty is
I think that may have been a new secret.
Really important to be able to have win conditions that aren't 9 mana, 10 mana.
Funny how they get rid of
Patient was one of them. In this case, Coda Rider is another way for decks to have lower curve win conditions.
What?
Yeah,
Effigy?
it's also neutral.
When a friendly minion dies, summon a random... Holy shit! Some random menu with the same cost. That's ridiculous.
I told you it was a new secret.
That's interesting too, because that's the same effect as Recombobulator.
That could be amazing for someone like looking at Zero and get Malagos from or something.
But it also triggers kind of like duplicate. So
Fallen Hero,
what
what's
can
that?
you really expect?
I don't know, man. At this point, I think anything can happen. Because with a random minion, you're able to go outside the classes once again, which feels like Mage's specialty at this point. You have Unstable Portal, you have Effigy, and now
you hear about
any card
something.
From any deck in Hearthstone.
You hear about these one damage next turn or
often ones that have a lot of value in their battle cry effect. And in other cases, when they are kind of like giants, when they have cost reduction.
Your hero power does 1 extra damage.
Really well
oh my goodness!
Nice.
I like it.
Wait. Okay, so this card, the Fallen
Hero, awesome.
Improves the Mage hero power to 2 damage, making it like.
That's great.
I like it.
Give your totals +2 attack.
Yep,
that's gonna look gorgeous in gold.
Steam Wheel Sniper as well.
That's right.
Shit.
But
Charmin, I'm thinking of getting back into the bastard.
10 hero powers on the same turn.
Giggity.
This card maybe is a little stronger than it seems.
Right.
Honestly, other.
And this is one of those things that keep in mind, like
Warrior
what we're seeing
versus
today
Warlock.
is just a slice of what the tournament has.
I'm happy that they're showing off the Mage.
Too many of 130
I'd love
cards, I'd imagine. But
I find it funny how Trump looks really happy, and then there's Amaz like, I'm okay.
Things change a lot when you get to see the 130 cards.
Right.
He's just like worrying about winning.
It's certainly really interesting to see how Fallen Hero can combo not only with the Dragon, but also the Maiden of the...
Oh! Stream went down!
No!
No!
No! What happened?
No!
No! No! No! No!
That's just ruined my life.
No!
Well, that was bloody good, wasn't it?
Not only can you find Enterprise throughout the UK,
we're
also all over Europe.
Shit about Enterprise.
We're always going the extra mile.
I got Expedia. Show me the cards, you back.
Maths. It's UK car hire.
We're gonna miss
customer service.
They'll keep playing on, won't they?
Is it back? No! No! Oh, come on. Rip stream indeed.
Every weekend.
What the hell? I'm sorry about this, people. It's not my fault.
It is.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
It's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
I think it's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault.
Where the fuck is the stream?
Gone.
And
guess what? It's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's all your fault.
Go suck a dick.
How do I want to pre-order it? It's all your fault.
Oh, what the hell?
I'll play Hearthstone. We're encountering some... and it's gone.
Oh, come on.
We're encountering some technical difficulties, but we're working to get the stream back up. It's all your fault.
Come on. It's not my fault. I didn't do it.
It's all your fault. It's all your fault.
Why did they have to do this to me? To everyone.
Oh yeah, EU, come out first on the EU. It's all your fault.
This is going up on YouTube and it's going to be unedited.
Oh.
And
it's all your fault.
Coming out first on the EU.
Watch some Buttery Biscuit Base.
Oh god. No.
Oh, you meant that? I thought you meant it was just...
Oh!
Yeah! Ow. Hello, chicken nugget. Nope, I think it's gone back down. Probably.
It's loading.
They're gonna be like, "Hello, sorry about that."
It's loading.
Yes, still playing. Oh,
it's not. It's not.
You probably missed out the stream. It's frozen for me. Is it for you?
It's on the loading video.
Oh, it's on for me. It's just frozen.
Oh, it's back.
It's frozen for me.
Instead. Otherwise, Frost Giant finally comes in.
It's frozen.
It costs 8 mana to allow him to play this turn. Remember,
there
Frost Giant
Oh, what's that? Frost Giant. Nice. He's got Frost Giant out. He's got the 6/6 dragon thing out.
Those guest cards.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Yeah, I wonder how many times they use hero power this turn. I think it's 7.
Yeah.
We missed after one of the
games. It's interesting too because it's one of those things that require planning a lot over the game.
Yeah. All right. Well, Amaz opts to get a 3/5 with his totem for 2 mana. That's pretty good value, but I have a suspicion that card is not going to make it through his next turn.
Yeah, I would say it's a high priority.
To be fair, Shaman needed something to...
Although, I'm curious, is there any additional things to that Kodo at all? Any stats? Any
he's got the legendary!
No, I don't believe so. We can see that it's an original art, so it's not like the Hungry Kodo that eats up 2 of his attack minions.
Oh, unstable
It's just strictly a 3/5, but a 3/5 does a pretty good
job.
How
he played it and it's not there.
Where is it?
Alright, so looks like we're gonna... Well, this is where we normally see Sirad be able to add a spell to the hand, but... I suppose right now, even Hearthstone wants to keep it a mystery. It's not. They don't want us to spoil everything just yet, Crip.
What?
Yeah.
Haha. It's not working.
I'm not actually sure what's happening.
Yeah. So my anticipation is potentially that the card
what
here
is happening?
Misregistered.
Right.
What the hell?
We can just flip
what?
POVs. Not a big deal.
Oh come on.
He's right there.
Yeah, it definitely happened.
And Amaz got one of his own.
That sucks ass.
And Mage
that sucks ass. You don't even get to see what it does.
Yeah, Mirror Image, that's right.
Those are 2 cards that aren't very useful, but Wrath can be pretty versatile in this.
Right.
What's that?
So Amaz can do a Sirad
Add a random
play.
spell
He
to your hand.
Create a totem with the totemic, but if you play Sirad, you definitely want a hero power in the same turn.
Oh yeah, that's what he did last.
A lot of these minions are. Oh wow.
I
would say that's
a 1-mana fireball to the face.
Possibly.
Maybe.
How?
It's a very educational card, I heard.
Yes.
You learn a lot about the game.
Oh yeah, the one time you learn about it.
Yeah.
Is probably the last time that you'll ever have to.
Holy shit.
All right.
Sludgy?
Well, we do get to see all the spells that were produced that we didn't see earlier.
So we got Wrath.
We have the Wrath. We have the Mirror Image, as I mentioned. I just want to see some hero powers fly, really.
I think there should be a gentleman's agreement to just hero power and leave each other's Sirads up from this.
I'd trade the 6/3 into the 4/5.
Just to explore what's in the game right
now.
Yeah,
I say why wait
what does he do again?
6 months? Let's have it today.
Yeah.
Is that double? No, single.
Alright, 1 spell here.
Yes.
Thought Steal.
Holy. Come on, Trump.
He needs more cards.
Oh, we can do it again and again and again, can he?
He's not going to be able to play that out this turn too well.
I just got a Wrath kill it.
And Wrath!
Now, remember, the Drake wants to see hero power as much as possible, and thank goodness that they finally start keeping track of where those cards originate from, because I would not be able to keep up.
Well, that eye for an eye might yet... Oh, nope. He does go for the ping face.
Wow, he
just in case it's
wow.
eye for an eye.
That was smart.
I believe it could have been Repentance.
It could have been Repentance.
And he gets another draw. Oh.
And he has Savagery,
and
which only clogs his hand, so he's going to go ahead and use it.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and drop that.
You know what? I have to say that was a pretty impressive turn from Trump. You
that
know,
was
a little complicated with how things ended up playing out, but you know, he started to recognize the situation and adapted to it accordingly.
Well, we really do get to see the strength of some of these cards.
People are gonna have to get used to that.
The Legendary hasn't produced too many crazy spells yet.
So's the Dragon, though.
Had,
they're all pretty badass. What's that? Any random totem?
It's also interesting being a dragon.
It
adds to the tribe.
Holy crap!
You know, it's flashy, but there's still a big threat on the board.
I like it.
Remember,
that was
hero power as much as you
like
want as a mage.
He's got master spell though, isn't he?
That means next turn he can effectively wipe the board effortlessly.
I think Trump's enjoying it, but Amaz
more
just
than
wants
5
to
worth of stuff this turn. Hero power is not going to deal with it. Trump's
going
going
to
use some of his actual cards. But he's going to get some more.
Oh, it's right. There's no point in
again, he's got Blizzard.
Right now, it's just it's a kid in the candy store. What does Trump want at this point?
I think he wants some more spells.
Blizzard.
Right.
Yeah, ping that.
Blizzard.
Yeah, and go face.
Cone of Cold.
Cone of Cold.
Oh, God.
Wow, well, that's
a pretty good acquisition.
That's going to fit. Oh, imagine that, like, hand lock with that
No. Holy crap.
And
it's going to turn.
You'd
have to play handlock completely differently.
Because you can overfill the hand with spells by hero powering and maximizing the effect, but you
bloody
well.
what are they called? Sea giant? No, what are they called? Mountain giants are going to be lethal.
It's very difficult to anticipate how you'll play them in the next few turns. You know, when you're dealing with just your one turn now, it kind of makes sense. But when you want to consider what you'll do next turn, the turn after that, it allows for some really high.
That person behind Trump just like.
Right, well, Amaz is gonna dig deep in his deck.
Oh,
who is that?
I saw another card
Whoa,
there that we didn't
game
see
1-1 for a totem.
Yeah, that is the Draenei Totem Carver.
Wow.
No, just the one will do. Just the one. So it's a 4-mana 4/4 with a battle card. And there are 8 totems apparently.
Right.
So that can get quite a big buff. You can have
totems.
only one of each of the hero power totems out, unless you like
panda them back or
do something crazy like that. Right. But you can have as many as you want the other ones. So ultimately, this is kind of like
right. Just get the buff on.
Yeah, but playing it on 4
again.
is really nice.
It hasn't for me.
Understood. Well,
the game's lagged.
Amaz might not get a chance to because there's a lot of damage to come the other way. And it looks like he drew his Neptulon at the moment.
You drew into
Neptulon is really cool because it gives you a lot of cards and refills your hand, but does he have enough time to do something like that?
Alright.
Lightning Storm?
Well, that's Lightning Storm.
That's really
Why is that
effective.
purple?
I didn't know Lightning Storm was a 0 attack, 0 health creature.
0/0/0, and it's a Warlock card.
You know, desperate times calls for desperate measures, and the shaman needs a little bit of help.
What the hell?
Answered the call.
Whoa!
What? That was weird.
We didn't talk about that feature, but
that was weird.
So what's going on here?
What's happening?
Well, I think Shaman
so many shit things happening.
He's in big trouble, but he's gonna have a pretty big Draenei Totem Carver coming up.
Assuming he can.
What the hell has happened?
Oh, they
did.
The
managed to wipe the board though.
That was weird.
But that card advantage, and that's what.
Right.
I have to admit,
like
that Shaman's getting tracked.
Generate the card advantage.
I mean, the Shaman cards are badass.
Really tight. You never know if you draw the one removal piece for a big.
Well, I'm getting really confused. It's like
brings you back into the game.
Some of the cards, like
one of the weaknesses
apparently
when you're playing a control deck
it's
against anything but a combo deck is just drawing or creating a lot of cards, because that makes it so you just are very unlikely to have answered anything played.
Could have been huge.
That's going to be really useful then for
Feral Spirit is a Warlock card as well.
I heard that card is pretty good.
Yep.
It's rather effective if used in a full hand.
Feral Spirit's a Warlock
especially
card.
when you have.
Funny.
You know,
why does it keep switching to the other guy's side when the other guy's playing?
Right.
It's like you're playing, don't know.
Those are some pretty good Murlocs. Small ones and a War Leader is really as good as you can hope for.
Do you think if he has such a full
hand, on the board, though,
Cold Light Oracle wouldn't be bad? Because sometimes you don't really want Cold Light Oracle because you help your opponent draw. There's so many cards though. I feel like he wouldn't be mad at that.
Going way in.
All throughout this time, I'm still thinking about that Effigy secret. You know, I feel it's really strong with some of the cards that are just about good enough these days.
This is
like
so buggy.
Yeah, remember,
holy crap!
Scientist, so it even gives you some more tempo with whatever you play.
By the power of Shagnaros.
Yeah, it's instantaneous. It's not like duplicate. You invest for later, but effigy happens right now. So if you have these creatures with multiple abilities,
the people who spectate are probably getting really pissed because they have to keep going to some of the
other. I'm fucking little bit of extra on your investment.
Oh man. That is a full hand Thorson.
Oh, we got fucking
Shaman
Sneeds.
can get the push though because he does.
I got a gold under them.
The strongest minion on the board.
Sneeds discounted. That blue dragon though in gold must look glorious.
Trump is not going to be able to get another board clear unless he draws into it like immediately. I think
that Draenei would.
Yeah, it has to be another Blizzard or something from the Arcane Intellect. Maybe there's a Flame Strike in the deck. The players know what's in their decks, but we have no idea.
Oh, but I do believe that this is where cards like the Dragon might even be useful.
It's cold out there.
Normally, okay. Well, in this case, he can't really do it. Going for a face. I like that attack. It's very
good. Shut the door.
He says, "I'm not gonna win by trying to."
Oh my God, Mass Dispel.
I'm just gonna try to rush.
That's not great.
Alright, well,
it gets rid of 3
taunts. I'm still looking at
3 taunts and silence is that one that gets buffed each time a Murloc's played and gets rid of spell damage.
We've seen most of the other cards.
Still gets past it.
Trump is also counting on
and then he is 4 off lethal. 3 off lethal.
Of 10 damage this turn.
So he could draw into it.
Pushes.
Remember, he's got the card that makes the Terror Park
Well, looks like he wants to stall
a
little bit.
But he won't be able to get lethal. If he did that.
Doesn't have a direct answer to some of this. He just draws.
He gets a Thunder Buff Valiant and the was that the 3/4 totem with
Totem Golem, right?
Totem Golem.
It's a minion, but that's something interesting too. When you're talking about stealing cards, a lot of people always think about stealing cards that don't help them, like Shield Slam, when you have a class that has no armor. I guess Shaman gets a little buff against cards that try to steal against them.
This is going on forever, isn't it? This is meant to be best of 3 as well.
Yeah, he's pretty fierce. His face is on fire.
This is going to be what?
Well, the same decks?
I think so.
Oh, of course.
And here comes the War Leader for some beatings.
Giggity.
Want to play the Stomping?
How much damage can he maximum do this turn?
No, it's not quite enough. It just looks like the 11.
Yeah.
He'd go through with the 4-2 and the 7-7 if he wanted.
Yes, it seems to be that case here. Unless... Can he set up for a 2-turn lethal as well, being able to push for a win next turn?
Perhaps. You kind of want to clear the board a little bit to play more Murlocs to make your Murlocs bigger. But besides that creature, you kind of don't want to lose any of them.
This is really tough because, again, these are like new cards, so you have to be worried about the timing of it. If you hero power normally to test for what you get, then the Lowly Squire doesn't get the buff, but the longer the Lowly Squire stays in the hand, it gets weaker.
Yeah, he's got a cool entrance.
Okay, so he goes with the full board, even heals up some of his totems, making it better for...
Yeah, that's a very good heal totem.
Yep.
Frostbolt.
Frostbolt, not quite enough.
Could have used that last turn, potentially.
You were surprised at that.
3,
Frostbolt,
5,
what the hell up here?
I mean, he's close to lethal.
It's normally hard to guess when you have like 10 discounted cards to begin with, but then we have 10 discounted cards, including new cards, including priest cards.
I would.
And
reminds us
some other shaman cards.
Oh.
There's another effigy.
Yeah.
And again, the creature on the board is
that
a
could
great
be pretty
target
awesome
for
to
it.
get Sludge Back out of it.
True. It's a 5-mana minion.
It's a 5-mana 3/3, so when it dies, you get an actual minion, and you took advantage of the battle cry already.
Right. Generally speaking, that might turn into an average of
an actual minion, taking
attack,
this.
5 health-ish around there.
And you got spell
there's
damage.
always decimals in those, but yeah, I have no idea what they are.
I just rounded up.
Yeah.
So if he played the Blood Mage and then Frostbolt,
well,
he'd
this is
the
an
5/7, he'd kill that off.
The Neptulon by Frostbolting it, giving him 1 more turn.
You mean 7-5?
So Neptulon goes down, a lot of the damage is down now.
I don't even know what I said, but okay.
And the Totem Golem.
That's right, and that's why it's friendly totems only, otherwise if you got buffed by all totems, this game can get pretty out of hand quickly.
Summon a 3/5 Kodo.
Another Kodo
Okay,
Rider.
That's a great spot for it. What I think Amaz is really looking forward to is, let me try to get the name here. It's that Thunderbluff Valiant. And we know there's one left in the deck because I believe Trump thought stole it. So the Inspire effect is to give your totems +2 attack. He's got a lot of silence totems. This is often a problem when you're trying to play as many units as you can each turn, because they just take up dead space.
That's a good point. You know, sometimes the totems can be
Well,
completely
I'm actually honestly the Warlock cards. That'd be awesome.
For example, you
I'm gonna worry
but
about
you never get the
I'm
totem
like
again until it dies.
I'm like
and then we can
Warlock
finally have an
through and
opportunity
through
to
kind
buff
of
those
thing.
totems to fight.
But I do love I love
thing
Mage
is,
and
Trump
Shaman's
now has
quite
the
awesome.
Drake,
I like
and
Warrior.
He also has the Thunderbolt Valiant, and he also has a totem, the Totem Golem.
Priest is okay.
So if he develops those
I don't
creatures,
play
he
Rogue.
can actually buff his existing totem
Paladins,
by 10 attack.
Druid,
Oh, he gets the Taunt Totem too. That can be pretty critical to protect his.
Oh god, it's a 7/7.
Yeah, looks pretty powerful. I like how a lot of these cards
Hero
are
power
really powerful in
costs
certain
1.
situations. But if you compare it to, Frostwolf Warlord, Frostwolf's a powerful card, but it's not like super overpowered.
Big set of cards, by the way.
Oh, how about that?
And Amaz was calculating this and potentially the way he can kill his opponent if he starts taking fatigue damage as
I think
well.
he's dead.
Well, that's probably why the Arcane Intellect stayed in the hand so long.
That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
So you could do.
So
oh, I wonder if he did sneeze and he got a new legendary.
All he has to work with, but it is pretty powerful.
Yeah, if he played Sneed died off, and then it gave him like the best new legendary.
No,
That'd
the
be
most
awesome.
appealing combo,
Derek,
but
It's just that
Derek the
7/7
Dodo
is
saw.
so threatening right now.
Yes.
Derek the Frodo saw.
Especially because he doesn't have a way to directly remove.
So he's got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
I think
14.
one of the most interesting plays might be the Sneeds. Just because it's such a gamble
so
for
got to
Amaz
trade
to kill it.
stuff off.
But if Amaz does kill it, it still can be a big problem.
Sure. Makes sense. Well, in this scenario, Trump can only ping once with his hero power, but the next turn, if the maiden survives,
and then ping 3/2 twice.
And this game's got him so back and forth here. This is exactly what the Shaman wants to do in this position, because it can finally draw some cards to exercise his board.
Because he put out 2 4-mana things.
Although it's missing that really
he's got Overload 1.
key card that you were talking about.
Yeah, buff the totems.
I didn't see the Overload.
Yes. If there was some totem buffing going on, he'd
Main
still
of
be
the
2
lake.
damage short of lethal.
Okay.
Would be. But he's going to try to fight for board by just using the Kodo Rider.
Holy
this just sets up a massive threat on the board.
Taunt Toto.
Frodo Raider.
Holy crap.
It's pretty awesome here.
Right, Shaman.
I think Amaz is just trying to stall out as long as he can.
How's that?
He knows that if he wasn't dead last turn, nothing new was going to
He's got 10.
He's got lethal, I think.
There's no
he's
more
going to
draw.
be on.
He's
going to be on 5.
Fireball to kill him.
On Trump's 10.
I believe that Maz is also familiar with Trump's deck.
I know, but he can. If he don't die now, he can spam his hero power for 10 damage. He's won, hasn't he?
I'll be familiar with 30 cards.
So the players are
spam hero power for 10 damage.
Just about everyone else, actually.
You've won.
Now I don't know if Trump was anticipating that.
What are you doing? You have lethal.
But this is
no,
what
he doesn't. The other guy's gone.
And now he has to adapt.
Look,
I don't know how much he can fight for the board.
Oh shit, yeah.
If that's spawning 3/5.
No, it's not. His totem gets buffed here. See? Bam! 5 damage.
Oh, that's right.
Oh shit.
So Trump can stall it as well, but the problem is that he's the one that's taking fatigue damage that keeps ramping on up.
So he's
Acolyte's gonna be really bad.
And the funny thing is, Effigy is particularly awful right now. In fact, Duplicate seemed pretty good. But he couldn't play us all.
I think he just wanted a valued board
so
that
that
he can get as much time as possible to end it.
So here comes Maiden of the Lake. Of course, the Maiden of the Lake
ability
does not stack.
They're free
it
then.
sets your power to 1, making it so you don't have an infinite damage
costs
combo
1, not reduced by 1.
Drake.
Well, I think
so Trump's got 5, 6, 7, 8.
Taunt totem as well.
9.
It's a good point though. The hero power is only 1.
Damage.
It can't be reduced to 0 as far as we know.
Yeah,
Place
so far
needs
from
in
the
that,
cards that we've seen,
whatever
the
that new one is called.
infinite damage combo is Sorcerer Apprentice, Lock and Load, and get Arcane Shot every single time.
Yep, Arcane Shot, Arcane Shot,
right.
Arcane Shot.
It can happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to happen sometime.
Off of a Pilot Shredder, it's very realistic.
Yeah.
Because the Pilot Shredder can drop that Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Go.
Alright, Sneeds comes on the board here, and Effigy almost ensures that something will stick onto the board. I have a hard time finding what Amaz in one card can do to turn it around.
So it's going to get +2, +2, +3,
like
+3, so it's going up to a 7/7 again.
Certainly not, considering that he needed to buff the totems and not draw off of it. And I think Amaz realizes what time it is.
Yay, Trump!
Managed to take a very nail-biting game here.
Yeah.
Be able to wrap up the first game with a win.
Get in there, Trump.
I should have killed Sneed.
Attempting to defeat the Hunter.
I love you, Trump.
Right. You know, it feels appropriate having Hunter as the final boss. But
look how excited they are after seeing just some of the
play.
There's
like mini Trumps in the audience.
That's right. It's best of 3 though, guys. So there's an opportunity for Amaz to climb back, and I think a lot of people want to see Shaman finally be able to make its comeback because
shit.
It gets a really bad reputation of
That's
being
not
a
my
weak
connection,
class
okay? They're spamming it in chat as well.
Well, it did lose.
Well, it lost, but I think it showed some promise here, like where you can build the board. Because right now, again, these are pre-made decks, and we get to see some.
How long did that take? Jesus.
I think as you develop
about a week ago.
Probably.
From all these totem buffs, all these board-centric strategies.
Yeah, the Shaman in that game almost had it. Amaz was playing the key cards that get out of control, but it just seemed that they were being played in a position where he was a bit too far behind for them to stick on the board more than the first turn. And that's really the winning situation that needs to develop, and it didn't quite make it there. Trump is playing a similar game, but it seems like without
lag,
his deck kind of works a little better without, that much of a requirement.
How much of an impact was the Sirad staying alive for multiple turns, being able to draw, 4 or 5 different spells? Do you think that was the key factor in influencing it? Because it seemed like Trump had a million resources up against Amaz.
I don't care.
He's trying to be a little bit slower, a little bit more controlling, and it may have a hard time finding that lethal. So getting that a bit of extra help really worked for him, but it really only worked for him because he had control of the game at that stage. So if those tables were turned, Amaz would have just had a board full of Kodos, and it was basically the same thing.
Sure. Well, maybe this game will turn around if he has an opportunity to see the
Totem Golem.
Cards. Totem Golem.
Totem Golem.
Look at that, his head's on fire.
Oh, that guy's so awesome.
Yeah. I love some of the art too, just in general stuff. Like,
I
really want to see the new pirate.
This is going to take forever, so I hope you enjoyed the announcements, people, because I certainly did. And I'm very much this is why this is why I'm ending the recording. Okay, the stream that they're doing is very buggy. Make sure you leave a comment down below and say what you're looking forward to and what you predict could happen with the other cards and stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this, and thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you later. Bye.